It's high drama on the high seas in this 1925 silent Soviet historical epic, and you can watch it for free on the new free streaming app Momitu. From director Sergei Eisenstein, this is Battleship Potemkin. I'm Harry Marks. You can find me on TikTok at Lobby Intros as the host of the Classic Film History channel. Let's all go to the lobby. Battleship Potemkin is told over the course of 5 acts, in which the sailors aboard the title vessel grow disillusioned with their poor treatment. The meat they eat is rotten, the ship's doctor refuses to help, and it isn't long before the men on board rise up against their commanding officers. Eventually, their fight spreads to land, where the people of Odessa stage a violent protest against the Tsar and the government. The fighting only worsens once the police arrive. People are killed, including women and children, and a fleet of Tsarist warships arrives to quash the revolt. But the men of the Potemkin refuse to give up, and their revolution becomes a rallying cry for Russians everywhere to join in and fight the powers that be. Battleship Potemkin was based on the true story of the very real uprising that occurred aboard the actual Potemkin in 1905. And just as in the movie, it started with bad meat. In fact, many of the key points in the movie were plucked straight from real life, including the triumphant ending where the supposed enemy ships join the good fight. That's why, to some scholars, Battleship Potemkin is thought of as less a historical retelling and more of a documentary, with some even referring to it as the first mockumentary. However, Eisenstein was unable to film on the actual Potemkin, since it had been decommissioned several years prior. Instead, he filmed aboard an older ship called the Dvenitstat Apostolov, or the 12 Apostles. Funny enough, this ship had originally been sent as part of the Imperial squadron against the Potemkin during the original battle. Now it was standing in for the ship it was meant to take out. Eisenstein originally didn't set out to make a film about the mutiny and its aftermath. He was actually supposed to shoot a much grander film in honor of the 20th anniversary of the First Russian Revolution. The Potemkin sequence was supposed to be one of 8 episodes retelling key stories from that time. Unfortunately, the director was on a tight deadline to deliver a finished product, so he chose to film only one storyline, and chose the Potemkin uprising as his focus. He filmed in a number of locations, including Leningrad and Odessa, where the original strike had taken place. Eisenstein is still lauded today for his shooting and editing techniques, including his use of montage to skew the audience's sympathy toward the plight of the sailors. Perhaps the most influential scene, however, is the famous Odessa Steps sequence, where the Tsar's soldiers descend a long flight of stairs, firing upon the crowd of citizens. A young mother is killed, and the baby stroller she's pushing starts to roll back down the steps past the bodies of fallen men and women. It became such a well-known scene after its release that numerous directors have paid tribute to it in their own films. Perhaps the best-known homage can be seen in Brian De Palma's own historical drama, The Untouchables, from 1987. Upon its release, Battleship Potemkin was widely censored or even banned outright all over the world. It wasn't shown in the UK until the mid-1950s, while Germany ran a slimmed-down version that had several of the more graphic scenes cut entirely. Douglas Fairbanks and Mary Pickford, who'd co-founded United Artists, were so taken with the film that they brought it to the United States in 1926. And thanks to them, you can watch it right now, starring Alexander Antonov and Vladimir Barsky. From Mosfilm and director Sergei Eisenstein, this is 1925's Battleship Potemkin, now playing for free on Momitu.